Hi, thanks for joining me for another episode of It Happened in Coppell, the series devoted to Coppell history and Coppell stories. I just wanted to start with a brief thank you for everyone who watched, liked, and shared last week's video. It's by far the most popular episode that I've done so far, and I think that's just a testament to how awesome the two subjects were, Scott Mason and Yusef Malala. So today I did want to do something a little bit different. Again, kind of stepping away from strict history stories and tell you a little story about, sort of that relates to me. I moved here with my family in the summer of 1990. We moved to a house on Lake Forest Drive that intersects with Deforest right off of MacArthur. And when we moved here, there were virtually no other houses around us. We were surrounded by empty fields, and Deforest, that intersected with our street, was a very small road that actually ended in a gravel road where one of the houses was. And that first summer that I moved here, as I got to know the kids, like happens in most towns, and Coppell was still a fairly small town compared to now. There were only about 20,000 people here, and it was only a decade removed from having about 3,000. When we got here, there was a rumor about a witch, and the witch supposedly lived at the end of Deforest, at the end of that little gravel road in the house. So the story varied sometimes. Sometimes we were told that it was a witch that lived there. Sometimes the neighbor kids said that a Satan worshiper lived there. So we stayed away from that house all summer. But it was really a ghost story of diminishing returns, because as the summer went on, the story began to change. The more we prodded for details, the more we found out, well, maybe it wasn't a witch that lived there, but they had heard that the person who lived there kept dirty pictures in their car that you could see, so we were never supposed to go near that house because of that. Now, for young boys, that really just pushed our intrigue a little bit more, and so more questions were asked. And by the end of the summer, it was no longer a Satan worshiper, it was no longer a witch, and it wasn't even really dirty pictures in the car. We were told that, well, the truck has mud flaps with silhouettes of a woman on them. And that was the great and terrifying mystery of the Witch of Deforest. So that's my story for today, for August 15th. That's how it happened in Coppell.